She woke to a sound that didn't belong. Not the usual creak of the pipes, or the far-off hum of the fridge. This was softer, stranger, like paper shifting in a breeze that wasn't there. She sat up. Her bedroom was quiet. Moonlight spilled through the curtains, and on the windowsill, an envelope. It was pale lavender, sealed with a wax crescent moon. She didn't remember opening the window, but she crossed the room anyway, bare feet brushing the floor, like she was still half in the dream. The letter was weightless, almost warm, and when she opened it, the writing shimmered faintly on the page. When the sky turns violet, follow the stairs made of sleep. She didn't hesitate. Not really. Just grabbed her sweater, stepped outside, and looked up. There, just above the rooftop, a glowing staircase coiled through the sky like a silver thread. Each step pulsed with soft light, then faded behind her as she climbed. The world below fell away, and the stars seemed to lean in closer. The higher she climbed, the quieter the world became. No wind, no footsteps, just the faint hum of each step blooming beneath her, like distant harp strings. Then, she reached the top. The staircase vanished behind her, and in its place stretched a cloudlit path, soft as silk, and lined with glowing lanterns that floated just above the mist. She had arrived. The Constellation market. It shimmered gently in the night sky, hovering above the clouds. A gathering of stalls and tents made from starlight and thread. Some shimmered like glass. Others pulsed like fireflies trapped inside velvet. She moved slowly, unsure whether to whisper or simply think her questions. No one spoke. Not out loud, at least. But somehow, she understood everything. At one stall, a vendor sold jars of bottled laughter, each one with a label that read, "Last heard in summer." At another, a thin woman wove dreams into scars. Each one patterned with someone's deepest wish. There were no prices, no coins, only trades. She watched as a man gave away a teardrop and received a map to somewhere he once wanted to go. At the center of the market stood the silver archway. Beyond it, stars, open sky, and something else glowing faintly. She stepped closer, and the stallkeeper turned to her, eyes like candlelight, and asked, without moving her lips, "What would you give for a star that remembered you?" She didn't answer right away. The question lingered in the air, soft as fog. What would you give for a star that remembered you? The stall before her was simple. No flashing lights, no spinning things, no celestial jars. Just a single star, small, pale, quiet, resting in a velvet-lined bowl. It pulsed slowly, like it was asleep, or waiting. "What do people usually give?" she asked. Though she wasn't sure, she spoke it out loud. The stallkeeper tilted her head. "Something small, something you won't miss, until it's gone." Her fingers twitched. She thought of her name, her old home, the memory of someone's laugh, now fuzzy at the edges. She thought of the quiet ache she sometimes carried. The one with no name, only weight. And then, from somewhere deep in her coat pocket, she pulled out a folded scrap of paper. It was torn at the edges, creased 100 times over. A note she once written to herself, not to remember something, but to feel something. She couldn't even recall what it said anymore, but it was hers. She placed it gently in the bowl beside the star. The stallkeeper nodded. The paper vanished, and the star began to glow. Not brightly, not loud, but warm. Like the feeling of being seen when you didn't know you needed it. She reached for it, and as her fingers closed around the light, she heard something. Not words, not music, but a soft echo of a moment she thought she had forgotten. Something small, something beautiful, and now, something that returned. She walked back through the market, with the star cupped gently in her hands. It didn't burn, it didn't hum, it simply glowed, like a memory made real. Around her, the other stalls shimmered softly as the violet sky began to fade. One by one, the lanterns dimmed. The bottle of laughter, the scars of woven dreams, the stairway of mist. Everything was folding back into cloud. She stepped once more onto the path, the silver arch behind her, and as she looked over her shoulder, the market was already gone, as if she had never been there at all. But the star remained, and the stairs, still soft, still glowing, were waiting for her return. She descended slowly, each step dissolving in the morning light. She couldn't say how long she'd been gone, an hour, a minute, but the ache in her chest, the one she hadn't even realized she brought with her, had quieted. When her feet touched the ground, the street was exactly as she left it. The sky was gray-blue with early dawn. The envelope on the windowsill was gone. She climbed back in the bed, the star resting beside her on the pillow. It pulsed faintly once, then faded into nothing. But the warmth stayed. And as her eyes drifted closed, she felt a softness settle over her thoughts, not forgetting, but forgiving. Somewhere above the clouds, the market waited, and the stars still remembered her name.